Hey y'all, what is up? What is good? Ghost Squad, how y'all doing? Today, Black Ghostface is here to do a short video, but this is a good video. Why? Because it's about Bubbles crashing out. Now, for those of y'all that watched Powerpuff Girls, enjoyed Powerpuff Girls, we all know that we should never, ever pick a fight or mess with the quiet ones, the nice ones. Because Bubbles, prime example. I mean, one of the prime examples to where we should not pick a fight with someone that looks weak or is too nice or the type that don't like fight back and all that. You don't know. You just don't know. So we jumping in to Bubbles crashing the quack out.
Crash outs. We've seen them in many different forms, but today I'm here to talk about a crash out that many of you probably don't even remember, and that's Bubbles, the bouncy sweet demon from the Powerpuff Girls.
Man.
And this is the day she crashed out. So boom, the episode opens and Buttercup is fighting this monster that attacked Townsville, but it turns out that it's just a training simulation. And up next is Bubbles. So when Bubbles goes in there, they start playing Mama's weak and changes it from danger level 9 down to a 2. Does she not have superpowers? Does she not be in there beating monsters with Blossom and Buttercup?
Right.
So Bubbles starts trying to tell them she liked that and gets fried by this miniature robot, and they continue to play the girl weak. And then it cuts to them going to bed, and they are still playing that girl weak, calling her a baby, telling them to leave the hall light on because she's scared of the dark. And y'all, that was enough to start the crash out. So Bubbles sneaks down to the lab where the training simulator is, and Bubbles cranks that thing up to 11. Now, mind you, Buttercup was at a 9 and was fighting a giant monster, and Bubbles pushed it past the 9 to 11. And when the mission starts, Bubbles immediately starts getting jumped by giant monsters. What these giant monsters didn't know is Bubbles wasn't trapped in there with them. They were trapped in there with her. So one of the monsters eats her, and she immediately busts through the thing's teeth and mollywops the bitch into an explosion. And right when she gets done with that monster, these monsters thought it was sweet and blast her from behind because they got numbers. But Bubbles turns around, wipes the blood off her mouth, and goes in swinging.
I mean,
literally.
swinging.
And at this point, I'm like, nah. She
fearless.
Because she putting holes in them, breaking off limbs, busting out eyes, breaking the horns off them, and driving it through their
choke
mouths.
on it.
Bubbles was out here
oh my goodness.
them and left them
it was
dead
real.
at her feet. And this was the beginning of the day that Bubbles crashed out. So the next day they're at school playing
I'm telling you.
And Blossom tags Bubbles, and oh, she shouldn't have done that, because Blossom starts teasing Bubbles about how she can't catch her, and Bubbles blitzes Mama into the playground. And then she stands over her like,
"What's really good?"
And in the middle of Bubbles doing this, the hotline goes up, and Bubbles had the mayor shook. She told that man,
"Say it with your chest, little ass nigga."
So the mayor tells Bubbles that he's in a traffic jam, and Bubbles breaks the hotline phone, breaks into the dog's car, rips the dog out of the car, to beat the dog's ass, and then tell it the famous line, "Mercy is for the weak." So Blossom and Buttercup show up to try to stop Bubbles, and Bubbles basically said, "Fuck y'all, I can do this by myself." And believe it or not, the crash out after this point only got worse, because we cut to a man who stepped on the grass next to a keep off the grass sign, and Bubbles comes over there and rocks his shit for stepping on a blade of grass.
A blade of grass.
This dude dropped trash on the ground and then gets dropped by Bubbles. And then this is when Bubbles commits literal murder, because this car is parked illegally, and Bubbles picks up the car with the woman inside, chucks the car with the woman inside, and you can hear the explosion. Now, I don't know about y'all, but in the real world, that lady definitely dead. Bubbles is definitely a murderer. We cut to Bubbles
did not give
the town like evil baby.
no damn.
The girl is a goddamn menace. But in the midst of her scowling over the city of Townsville, she gets snatched
You
up by Mojo
you would
Jojo.
never
And
see
honestly,
something like this
I
from
feel
Bubbles,
more sorry
right?
for Mojo because she trapped with this
Look
fucking
at that.
queen.
You
So
would not see that
Mojo
from
zaps
Bubbles,
this
right?
girl with
Never.
a laser, but Bubbles tells that man his laser ain't got no gas, and Mojo cranks his laser up to 11 because the boy was offended. But little did he know that was enough for Bubbles to break out and beat the literal life out of Mojo Jojo. Oh my God. She pulled everything
she used
out.
every
punches,
type
lasers,
of
more punches, and
combos.
broke the man goddamn helmet.
She brought
open.
the
His brain
knees,
leaking,
feet,
brother.
and
Then
laser
right
beams.
After this, Blossom and Buttercup burst into Mojo's lair, and you know what happens? They tell Bubbles that she liked that, and that's all she needs to hear to finally calm down and rejoin the Powerpuff Girls. And to celebrate, Bubbles beats the shit out of Mojo Jojo again. Please, let him breathe. Anyway, that is the day that Bubbles crashed out. And that's all I got.
Bruh, nah, see, now look. I'm gonna I'm gonna talk about Bubbles. And I'm gonna throw in a IRL scenario of my past that somehow is like related to this, but not nowhere near close to Bubbles. I'm just saying, and related, I mean by do not mess with the quiet ones. Okay? So to talk about Bubbles, I remember this. I ain't ashamed to say it. I watched Powerpuff Girls. Powerpuff Girls was enjoyable. It's still enjoyable because it's about 3 little girls beating the crap out of villains in their city, in their hometown. Mojo Jojo, Fuzzy Lumpkins, him, the Gangrene Gang, the spoiled brat princess. Like, come on, man. Like, hey, if you know, you know. You know you have a childhood if you could, like, name the villains and name certain moments in a show to where I remember it like it was quacking yesterday. Talk about Bubbles. Bubbles is one of the prime definitions of do not mess with the quiet ones, do not mess with the sweet ones. The fact that she took it to 11, like, bro, I'm gonna say this right now. I'm gonna analyze this video. Now, y'all understand. You would think to yourself, the moment you look at Powerpuff Girls, right, you would think Bubbles is the nice one, right? Like, Blossom is the smart one, Bubbles is the cute one, and Buttercup is the tough one, right? And since Bubbles is the little sister, and, you know, well, she's the little sister of the group in a way. Bubbles is the cute one, the nice one. Like, basically, Bubbles is a pacifist, where, like, don't really fight like that. Like compared to Buttercup, Buttercup will just knock you out. Like, the moment you give her the one eye, the mean look and all that, she gonna knock you out. Blossom is like, what you looking at, or something like that. Can I help you with something? Bubbles, again, a sweet one, like, probably cute, shy type. Buttercup, come here. Hold still real quick. Like, she would knock you out, Buttercup. But Bubbles, you would never think in your mind that Bubbles crashing out, activating her rage mode, activating her fearless trait to where I'm done being nice. That's when you know it's a problem if the nice, quiet ones are about to get loud. That's like picking on a quiet kid at school, and that quiet kid is slowly reaching inside the backpack, and we all start running. Because that certain person in the classroom keep messing with the silent one in the back of the room. To me, she's the most dangerous one. And the episode of this proved it at the end. And I'm gonna tell you why for those who've never seen Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff Girls. And this is the day.
Bro, if you see the cute one looking like this, you know for a fact, hey, I know I was a jerk to you like a couple of days ago, but listen, I turned over a new leaf. My name is Josh, and I'm sorry for being a bully to you. Let's be friends. You know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, the moment you start bullying someone, and that person start crashing out towards you, next day, hi, I'm Jake. Let's be friends. Sorry I was such a bully back then, but hey, let's be friends now, because you're gonna soon realize I regretted what I did to you.
So boom, the episode opens and Buttercup is fighting this monster that attacked Townsville, but it turns out that it's just a training simulation. And up next is Bubbles. So when Bubbles goes in there, they start playing Mama's Weak and changes it from danger level 9 down to a 2.
So the fact that they turn it to a 2. Now, again, I can understand this is Bubbles we talking about. This is the cute one, the sweet one. We don't want to, because Blossom and Buttercup, we can go to a 9 and up, you know what I mean? Because they're the big sisters and everything, right? They're the strong ones, right? So, I was a kid, like, watching this, and it didn't occur to me like that, but after watching it over and over again, I'm like, huh. That was my first question when he said,
does she not have superpowers? Does she not be in there beating monsters with Blossom and Buttercup? So Bubbles starts trying to tell them she like that and gets fried by this miniature robot.
And that's the thing, like, Bubbles goes out there and fights monsters. She goes out there and fight monsters. So why did Professor went from a 9 to a 2? Now I can understand if it was level 8, maybe, or maybe level 7 minimum, 7, lucky number or something. But you went from 9 to a 2, like she's an infant or something. Like she's a cub. And Blossom and Buttercup are like adult female lions. Like, Bubbles can handle herself. Like, if you have superpowers, I'm sure you can handle yourself. Especially if you're going out there fighting monsters. 3 square meals a day. Maybe 2 because we gotta go to sleep and go to school tomorrow. But you're out there fighting monsters. You're out there fighting villains. Mojo, Fuzzy, him. Must I include more? I shouldn't. One villain is enough to where, hey, I'm out there, got little bruises here and there, but, brush it off. I'm good for tomorrow. That's like disrespect for the Bubbles, and yeah.
And they continue to play the girl weak, and then it cuts to them going to bed. And they are still playing that girl weak, calling her a baby, telling them to leave the hall light on because she's scared of the dark. And y'all, that was enough to start the crash out.
So, now I know that Blossom is the oldest, Buttercup is the second oldest, and Bubbles is the third. Okay? Because Blossom is the leader. Then you got, Buttercup, which is, the older sister and everything, to Bubbles. Because Blossom and Buttercup is basically the older sister to Bubbles. And I can understand. We taking care of the heavy duty work while Bubbles is dealing with the rest. Because she's the little sister. And of course, little sisters and the little siblings of the family, of course. We don't want you to do this type of thing. Like, let's say for example, Blossom and Buttercup, where they're fighting the main villain, like the boss and all that, while Bubbles is dealing with the henchmen, the scrubs, you know what I'm saying? Like, basically weak. Blossom and Buttercup, strong. But nah, Bubbles is strong.
So Bubbles sneaks down to the lab where the training simulator is, and Bubbles cranks that thing up to 11. Now, mind
11.
you, Buttercup was at a 9.
And
was
9.
fighting a giant monster. And Bubbles pushed it past the 9 to 11. And when the mission starts, Bubbles immediately starts getting jumped by giant monsters. But what these giant monsters didn't know is Bubbles wasn't trapped in there with them. They were trapped in there with her. So one of the monsters eats her, and she immediately busts through the thing's teeth and mollywops the bitch into an explosion.
Now here's my thing. My biggest question for this episode, what was the highest? What was the highest level on that training simulator? She cranked it to 11. And I could tell by the struggle she had to twist it to 11. She could have put it to 9. You know what I mean? To where I'm right there with you girls. Y'all at level 9. I could have put it at level 9. But no, I took it 2 levels higher than you. Just to show you I'm dangerous too. I'm ruthless when I act like it. Whenever there's a time to turn on that switch, I can do it too. She went 2 levels higher than them to show you that I am dangerous. I am ruthless. I am, as kids say, a demon. And she proved it. She literally proved it.
And right when she gets done with that monster, these monsters thought it was sweet and blast her from behind because they got numbers. But Bubbles turns around, wipes the blood off her mouth.
She wiped the blood off her mouth. Like, yeah, y'all don't understand. This show never, I repeat, never really has blood like that. I want you to understand, it's like a kid show in a way, but adults love it too. Moi. But this is a kid show. And knowing that she wiped the blood off, this is a training simulator, so it's like, was it really blood? It's like all in the mind? I don't know. But all I know is,
and goes in swinging.
I mean,
literally.
swinging.
And at this point,
swinging.
I'm like, nah. She's
screaming while swinging.
Breaking off limbs, busting out eyes, breaking the horns off.
She said, here's your medicine. Take it.
Bubbles was out here massacring them.
My God, man, the chills.
And this was the beginning of the day that Bubbles crashed out.
That's that right there. This right there is a beautiful scene right here. And I'm going to say this right now to tell you her exact words of what she said after this little segment right here. It was beautiful. It was just beautiful to let you know Bubbles ain't scared. Who's next? Step up or shut the quack up. You want to do something? Come on down.
You're the next contestant on The Price is Right.
So the next day they're at school playing Duck Duck Goose, and Blossom tags Bubbles, and oh, she shouldn't have done that, because Blossom starts teasing Bubbles about how she can't catch her, and Bubbles blitzes Mama into the playground. And then she stands over her like,
"What's really good?"
And in the middle of Bubbles doing this,
it's
the
just
goes
a
off,
game.
and Bubbles had the mayor shook. She told that man,
"Say it with your chest, little ass nigga."
So the mayor tells Bubbles that he's in a traffic jam, and Bubbles breaks the hotline phone, breaks into the dog's car, rips the dog out of the car just to beat the dog's ass, and then tell it the famous line, Mercy is for the weak. So Blossom and Buttercup show up to try to stop Bubbles, and Bubbles basically said, fuck y'all, I can do this by myself.
The scary thing about Bubbles is that the fact that she she B-slapped the dog, okay? I mean, she B-slapped the dog. She got the dog out of there and just started, just backhand the dog, man. That lets you know that, bro, this is not Bubbles anymore. Someone goes to the store and buy a bucket of sneakers, because this is not Bubbles. She never, ever hits animals. But she backhanded the dog. She had the dog like this. Bruh, have mercy. Mercy's for the weak. She's treating you like a villain. You know it's bad if the things she loves, she's treating it like a villain. Nah. And you see, she was like this. She's like this. Mercy's for the weak. Nah. Bubbles, you got it. Bubbles, who hurt you? Who took your lunch money? Who made fun of you? Oh, wait. That's right.
And believe it or not, the crash out after this point only got worse. Cause we cut to a man who stepped on the grass next to a keep off the grass sign, and Bubbles comes over there and rocks his shit for stepping on a blade of grass.
Dude, he stepped on a blade. He stepped on a blade of grass. I mean, it said keep off the grass, but my question is, okay, so we all know that they have super sights and all that, right? So how is it that, super sights. So how is it that he stepped on a plane of grass, and do you understand? Like a split second, look at this. He knew. It's like he knew. Look at him. He looking down like, oh shit. I stepped on the grass. It says, please keep off the grass. And when he looked down, he saw that, and all you saw was
Bubbles comes
You see that coming at you. You see that coming at you and just ready to just rock. You see, I mean, like you think to yourself, okay, you see a Powerpuff Girl, right? And why is she looking like that? Out of all the Powerpuff Girls you see coming at you, why is she looking like that? Why she got her fist balled up? Wait a minute, I don't even think she doesn't have fingers, but I can tell she got her fist balled up and she's ready to knock me out.
Over there and rocks his shit.
Bro, this man got two black eyes, busted nose, swollen jaws, maybe a broken neck, and a clunked upside the head. It's amazing he still had the hat on. She turned his face into a bruised tomato. A bruised tomato. All because you stepped on a grain of a grain of grass, like one little string of grass. That's the result. You know how strict that is, to where keep off the grass, no warning, no don't do it again. No, you get this.
For stepping on a blade of grass. Then
a string of grass.
This dude dropped trash on the ground and then gets dropped by Bubbles.
Bro, the fact that this man got whooped before the rapper hit the ground, that astounded me. Do you know how quick it takes for you to drop an object and it falls to the ground? Think about that. That's like what, 2-3 seconds? And Bubbles just came out of nowhere and whooped your butt in 1.5 seconds. And flew off too. And the rapper's still falling.
And then this is when Bubbles commits literal murder.
Murder!
This car is parked illegally, and Bubbles picks up the car with the woman inside, chucks the car with the woman inside, and you can hear the explosion. Now, I don't know about y'all, but in the real world, that lady definitely dead. Bubbles is definitely a murderer. And then after all that, we cut to Bubbles standing over the town like evil bat.
Like, bro, I'm gonna say this episode, in a kid's way, it kind of went dark. Cause look at that. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, ain't Bubbles' eyes blue? Why the fuck is it red? why her eyes red? Why her eyes red, man? Like, she is like the most, bro, dark justice, that's all I'm gonna say.
Man, the girl is a goddamn menace. But in the midst of her scowling over the city of Townsville, she gets snatched up by Mojo Jojo. And honestly, I feel more sorry for Mojo, cause she trapped with this fucking criminal. So Mojo zaps this girl with a laser, but Bubbles tells that man his laser ain't got no gas. And Mojo cranks his laser up to 11, cause the boy...
He cranked it to 11. He cranked this bad boy to 11 because you hurt his feelings. Bubbles hurt Mojo Jojo's feelings. And I'm going to say it right now. I know the exact words she said. She called him dumb doodle brain. Your feelings got hurt. You're a villain, right? A top villain. And you're telling me dumb doodle brain got you triggered? Really, Mojo? I thought you was better than that. You remember, it's a kid show, so you call it a childish insult. Oh boy, they about to get emotional. And Mojo got emotional.
Boy was offended, but little did he know that was enough for Bubbles to break out and beat the literal life out of Mojo Jojo. Oh my God. She pulled every...
bro.
Punches,
the lasers.
Broke the man goddamn helmet open. His brain leaking, brother. Then right after this, Blossom and Buttercup burst into Mojo's lair, and you know what happens? They tell Bubbles that she liked that, and that's all she needs to hear to finally calm down and rejoin the Powerpuff Girls. And to celebrate, Bubbles beats the shit out of Mojo Jojo again. Please, let him breathe.
Like, what the thing that flabbergasted me was that, first of all, Mojo, how you go from being beaten to a pulp to looking at 100% again? Like, bro, what did you do off screen while the girls was talking for about about 7, 8 seconds? You noticed. Look at this. What happened to your helmet? Did you just walk off, put another fresh helmet on, and just, bro, you was beaten, and he. I'm gonna say this right now. I mean, I'm not. You know, I'm not even gonna. I'm not gonna spoil it. I mean, I spoiled it a little bit, but I'm not gonna spoil this ending of what he did. All I'm gonna say is, watch Powerpuff Girls. You're gonna enjoy it. But yeah, that's you saw the video. You saw it again, but I did a analysis breakdown. Okay, even for the woman that got murdered, the woman in the car got murdered. She got murdered, y'all. Literally got murdered. Okay, so I'm guessing no one's going to talk about that. She threw her, the lady, and the car at the same time, basically. The lady was in the car. I can understand you moved the car out of the no parking zone, but no, you threw the car. Crash noise. Okay, I mean, so we just gonna just fly by that one, right? We just gonna just pretend that didn't happen to where the lady's probably like dead or something. But whatever, it's whatever. But hey, that is it for Bubbles crashing out. For those of y'all that don't know the slogan of "It's always the quiet ones," that's your prime example. My man stepped on a blade of grass, turned into a bruised tomato. The guy who threw the wrapper, the candy wrapper, and the thing about it is, it didn't even land, and my man got whooped. He got whooped in under 2 seconds, okay? And then it fell. Lady in the car, murdered. Bubbles, looking like a demonic Batman. Question: why was her eyes red? You see her eye color. How'd it go red? You already know. Someone's eyes turning red, you better be dead. You better have a song that says "I'm sorry." Like I'm sorry. Be on your knees and plead for your life. Because if you mess with someone with their eyes turning red, Bubbles' eyes turned red for that like split second. It basically showed you like, this is how Bubbles looking, right? This is what you are seeing. You're seeing Bubbles like that. But of course it shows, her like that standing over Gotham City and everything. Like, bruh, I know this was like a long video, but hey, I had to break this down. This is something that had to be broken down into bits and be analyzed. But I want to throw y'all a little IRL story about me real quick. I usually don't do this, but this is seeing a nostalgic character of like Bubbles. That it just reminded me that how I was back in like high school. And this happened like around the 9th grade. Some guy, he was bigger than me, got mad at me because the principal was making his way down to the classroom because the classroom was out of control. The teacher couldn't do nothing. So the principal told me to tell everyone that the principal is on his way, and big guy, I'm talking about big guy, like Bone Crusher, y'all know him, or Fat Albert, you know him, big guy, got mad at me because of what I was supposed to inform everyone in the classroom. So push me to the teacher's desk. And when I turned around, for some reason, he got scared. Then everyone else was getting worried because I had a look to where I was about to like destroy him or something. So they told me that one of your eyes was turning red. Like, you know how like, let's say you get soap in your eyes or something and it's like red like around everything because like, oh my God, it hurts, or like you put lemon in your eyes. It was like that. Like my eye, like one of my eye was turning red, and it was all because Push Me like just like something like snapped or something. And the next day, same guy, cause we in the same classroom, became friends. Like he became cool with me the next day after that. And I told my mom about this. I told my friends about this. What happened? Cause like just out of nowhere, like it's like something inside would just like snap, and you won't know. It's like a blind raise, like a blackout or something, and just boom, you wake up, and you be wondering what happened. All I'm gonna say is, do not mess with someone you don't know. If you don't know this individual, then all I can say is, hey, good luck. That's all I'm gonna say is good luck. But yeah, that's well, I shared a little IRL story about me. Now there's another time I crashed out, but I will save that for later. If I look at another video, if I look at another crash out video, I'll let y'all know. And spoiler alert, this happened on my last year in high school, and this one was a lot more physical than this one. This was like ninth grade. It only like the only physical part is just he pushed me, and that's it. But if you pick a fight with someone, like let me ask y'all this question: if you pick a fight with someone, and that person, that individual that you're messing with, if their eye just magically out of nowhere, like you can't even comprehend like how did that happen moment, I turned red, maybe both, maybe I don't know, but they said one of my eyes, I think my right eye like turned red for that second, and after that it just calmed down, like blood levels just rising to the fact that I was just about to just snap. What if you fought someone like that? What if you picked on someone and that happened? What would you do? Would you continue to, act like you're all that, or would you say, chill, I was just kidding, I'm sorry, I mean, just a prank and everything, I didn't mean it? A or B, y'all, A or B. But hey, hope y'all enjoyed the video of seeing Bubbles crash out. This is like legitimately one of the quiet ones. See, like I say, for those types, there's two different types of people. You got one that just barks back at you, like you talk smack, versus talk smack right back at you. It's just pretty much like two cats, two dogs barking at one another, not doing the thing. But if you're talking smack to somebody, like you're all up in their face, and they're not saying anything or doing anything, you better watch your back. Because I'm telling you, they gonna get you. It's not gonna be today, not gonna be tomorrow, but they waiting. They waiting. But hey, y'all enjoy. Y'all want to stay tuned. Tap the buttons down below. You will see the next video. Hope you have a good day. Stay safe. And yeah, already know. Peace.